I'm a country girl who works as a cook, and I never imagined my cooking would one day catch the president's attention. That day, a friend suddenly recommended me for an important position. The person who came to pick me up was in a hurry, switching vehicles again and again, but refusing to tell me any details. All I could do was trust my friend and follow along nervously. It wasn't until we finally arrived at the Lice Palace that they told me I was preparing a meal for the president. Seeing how serious they were, I took a deep breath and admitted that everything I knew came from my mother, and that I only knew how to make simple home-style dishes, hardly the kind of food worthy of a presidential table. To my surprise, they were delighted, saying the president's favorite food was exactly this traditional style. Soon after, they introduced me to the head chef, who wouldn't even look me in the eye. Clearly, on this battlefield dominated by men, female chefs were still looked down on. After walking down a long corridor, I arrived at the underground kitchen assigned to me. A pastry chef was appointed as my assistant. As the butler showed me around, he kept lecturing me about all kinds of procedures. I couldn't help interrupting him and asked about the president's preferences and whether I could meet him in person. The butler shook his head repeatedly, saying it wasn't allowed. When I received my first assignment, I carefully selected ingredients. Even though I knew nothing about the president's taste, I still gave it everything I had. When I needed green cloth to make cabbage rolls, my assistant went to borrow it from the main kitchen only to be greeted with mockery. I let out a quiet sigh and told him to prepare my grandma's cream while I stepped out for 15 minutes. I spread out the green cloth, softened the olives, and laid down slices of salmon. I explained each step as I worked. When my assistant brought the cream for me to taste, the porcini scrambled eggs were sizzling in the pan, and the soup was just right. I divided the cabbage into 6 portions and piped cream onto the cream puffs. Watching the carefully prepared dishes being carried into the dining hall, I was eager to know the president's reaction. When the dishes were cleared, I quickly asked which ones he had eaten. The butler said the president curiously cut into the sprout, tasted the carrot, looked at the sprout again, and then enjoyed the dish completely. That little test earned me the position of his private chef and helped me understand his preferences. For the second meal, I made beef tenderloin and puff pastry and a pistachio nougat tart. Each dish received the president's praise, so the president set aside 10 minutes just to meet me. That decision threw the entire administration into chaos, forcing all the meetings to be pushed back.